Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk and pootlesjewellery.com because it's Sunday. It's Southern Stampin' Up on Sunday. It's when I put my two working lives together and come up with a project that combines the two. Now, it's not a locket project or anything like that. You'll have to go over to my blog because I have got a very special 1 week only international joining offer. So that's for anybody who wants to join my team, and it's my team specifically because this is a promotion from me, who is in America, Canada, and Quebec, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and of course the UK where I am based. So you'll have to head over to my blog to find out about that, pootlesjewellery.com. But this is the project that I'm going to make now. And this is because it's come from one of my team, Laura, who, when she has done a social at somebody's house, the orders come through to her, she separates them into every customer's orders, and then she puts them in a bag. And she said to me that she liked the bag she had in terms of size, but she didn't like the colour because they were the wrong colour for her. So I said, okay, well, I'll come up with something for you. How big are they? And she didn't have a ruler. She said 6 fingers by about 8 fingers, which was really, really not helpful. So instead, what I did is I took the shape of the bag she wanted and I made one that would fit any of our product boxes. So the widest we have are these boxes, which is where the crystal wraps, like I'm wearing, they come in these, and the vintage bangles come in these. Our wrap bracelets and our locket bracelets come in these, so these are the deepest we have. And then we have the little dinky locket boxes and the pillow boxes. So if you ordered a locket and charms, it would come like that. So you'd have your locket there and your charms would be in that. And everything fits. So that could fit. So you could have a locket bracelet and some lockets, they would fit in there nicely. Or, as I've just tipped out, loads of stuff. So I'm going to show you how to make this. And as you can see, I've taken the chevrons because there was a real chevron thing going on with South Hill Designs. And their colour is Calypso Coral. And there is another one, the paler one is Crisp Cantaloupe, and then Smoky Slate. And isn't it fortunate we have those colours in chevron ribbon? So I'm going to show you how to make this. So because I have an international team who are based all over the place, I am working with 8 by 11 inch paper. So it's slightly, well, A4 is basically 8 1/4 by 11 3/4, whereas in America you work with 8 1/2 by 11. So I have trimmed my cardstock down to 11 inches and I have trimmed it down to 8 inches. So anybody in any of my teams anywhere can make their own bag. Right. Scoring tool. Oh, sorry, that's 28 by 20 centimetres. So on the long side, you score it at 3 3/4 of an inch, 5 1/4 inches, 9 inches, and 10 1/2 inches. And if you're working in metric, you're going to score yours at 9 1/2, 13 1/2, 23 and 27 centimetres. And actually, I forgot to say the finished dimensions of the bag, 1 1/2 by 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 to that point there, which I can't remember what that is in metric. I think it's 4 by 9 by a bit more. I'll make sure it's on my blog. When you come to the short side, the first score line is at 1 1/2 inches, which is 4 centimetres. Then you turn it over, so you're scoring on the back, and you score this time at 7 inches, which is 18 centimetres, and that's because I've turned over the top. I just wanted to reinforce the top a little bit. So, okay. And actually quite a lot of my team are Stampin' Up demonstrators as well. They are in, particularly the ladies out in America, a lot of them are Stampin' Up demonstrators as well as South Hill Designs, and like me are merging their working lives together. So I know you've got access to the cardstock and the supplies and the tools. Okay, so there's bits to remove. So where it is all folded round like this, let's get this the right way round. Okay, you've got a small bit at the top and a large bit at the bottom. The small bit is going to fold over like that, and this bit is going to fold up. So working on the bigger part down here, we need to remove that section there only. So get my scissors. I've just dropped my white paper on the floor. This is Naturals white cardstock, and I've chosen this because you can get 40, there's 40 sheets in a pack for £6.75. I'm not sure what it is in dollars. which means you can get 40 bags for £6.75, and Laura's been paying 50p a bag. Okay, we're going to stick some bits down now. This front flap that's going to go over, that needs to get stuck down first. So you need a strong adhesive. I've got my fuse. Fold it over, and then we also need to put adhesive down this section. Okay. And then I've lost my back. There it is, there's the back. Fold in the sides, fold in the bottom, and put some more adhesive on what's going to be the front. And that's the major part of the bag made. So that's what's going to cost you £6.75 to make 40 of them. Obviously the extra bits, they're going to cost you a little bit more, but it's not a problem because they're scraps, they're tiny pieces. I've got a piece of our designer series paper in smoky slate that measures 2 inches by 4.5 inches, which in metric is 5 centimetres by 11.5 centimetres. I'm going to use my scallop tag topper on the top, and I've got a piece of Whisper White that is exactly the same size. And I'm going to round off the bottoms. Both of those. I'm just going to grab this piece of white that I've just chucked on the floor. The stamp set I've used is a Happy Hooray. I love it. I think it's great. I've chosen thanks because my husband's just walked through the door and completely made me jump. So he's probably going to shout because he's completely unaware that I'm filming. So I'm going to... Yes, he's just walked through. So I'm going to grab my smoky slate ink, which I forgot to get out, and I'm going to have one of those down there, and I'm using the 1 3/8 of an inch circle punch to go around there. And because there is no white border, or there's only a tiny little hint of a white border, I wanted to have a white background to it. So I've got the label bracket punch, and I'm going to pop those up on dimensionals. So one on the back of that and into there. One on the back of that ready. And as my son's just walked through the door, and I'm going to get some ribbon, and I've got this one. I did use Calypso Coral at the top because we happen to have it. We don't have a smoky slate with that one. So I'm just going to use our Whisper White seam binding ribbon at the top and tie it off. And I haven't stuck this down for a reason, and that is so that when you're handing these to your customers, you can put their name on it there and it'll just look pretty. So the last bit on the front here, and then I can put my ribbon handle on. So I've got my crocodile because you need a little bit of oomph behind your hole punch because we're going through a couple of layers. So a hole on each side, and then I've got my smoky slate chevron ribbon here, and as I said, it's absolutely perfect. Okay. So tie a knot and keep it as close to the end of the ribbon as possible. And then decide how long you want it. I think I want it about that length. So feed it back through. And again, tie off a knot on the end so that it stops it pulling through. And then you can pop this on the front, and I have stuck this part down, again with dimensionals that I've now just put somewhere. Having that lot come through the door has completely thrown me. Oh, they're on the floor. So a couple on the back of the white one, and it's the white one that you'd write your guest's name on. And pop it on the front. And that is my bag made. And like I say, don't forget to go over to my blog. I have a very special joining offer, but it's a joining offer that's just come exclusively from me, but it's an international one. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon.